You've been writing forcefully about both the current energy crisis, but also the need to transition to a very different type of energy system in the future. Can you talk about how we respond in this moment to that dual challenge?
Thanks, Jason. So I think both colleagues have mentioned, you mentioned, Jason. I think we are in the middle of the first global energy crisis. In the 70s, it was the oil crisis, and now we have a oil crisis, natural gas crisis, coal crisis. They are all prices are skyrocketing, and the energy security is a priority for many governments, if not all. It is why it is very simple. The reason until 24th of February, Russia was the #1 oil exporter of the world, #1 natural gas exporter of the world, major player in the global coal markets. And the international community, most of the countries, are pushing back now Russia's aggression, and as a result, we are seeing the global energy crisis here. And of course, we are not living in a dream world. The world has to replace those oil and gas coming from Russia first with oil and gas and other technologies. I completely agree that the immediate response should include additional oil and gas bringing to the markets. But I prefer that our immediate response does not lock in our energy infrastructure for fossil fuels for many years to come. So how do we do that? First, we have to make the most out of the existing oil and gas fields, which are already there, plus shale oil and gas, because it's quick to come to markets and go from the markets. Jason, we have huge amount of methane emissions escaping now. Fixing them in just a couple of weeks of time is much easier, much more economic, and much quicker to bring additional gas to the markets. LNG, Germany and other countries are building in a hurry LNG terminals. When you build them, I understand it, but when you build them, put 10–15% more investments to make them ready for in the future to use for ammonia or the hydrogen imports. Plus, I really hope Mr. Minister will also mention there is a significant amount of spare production capacity in several producing countries. I hope they are going to make a positive contribution at this stage to the global energy security. But in my view, the biggest part of the response comes from the putting emphasis on clean energy, renewables, energy efficiency, and in my view, in the countries where they have nuclear capacity, increasing the nuclear production there. Belgium is a good example here. Now, what is my worry? My worry is the following. Some people may well use the Russia's invasion of Ukraine as an excuse for large-scale, a new wave of fossil fuel investments. Why I do worry about that? At least for two reasons. One, it will forever close the door to reach our climate targets when I look at those projects. This is #1 from a climate change point of view. But #2, I think it's also important to note that it may not be, as it seems now, a lucrative business and good investments. Because everybody talks here, the companies, advanced economies, energy-producing countries, energy-consuming countries about clean energy transition. If they do what they say, even if they do 50% what they say, those fossil fuel investments may be idle in the future. So we have this, there's a business risk as well. There's a climate risk and there's a business risk for large-scale fossil fuel investments here. One should take it into consideration.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.